I wish I could show everyone. I want to show everyone how beautiful she is. Here.
Mhm.
Hey, sit pretty.
Hi, Carrie.
Sit pretty.
Oh,
Good girl. Jump.
that's a good
Okay.
baby. Very nice.
That's my girl.
Cute.
Stand by please, electric sound, wardrobe, wig, stage management, stage crew, flyers and all technical departments.
Welcome to Leave the Ghost Light On.
Hello, and welcome to Leave the Ghost Light On. My name is Jill, and back with us again is Danica.
Woo! I'm alive. I'm back in the stupid United States.
I know. You were in Europe
Yep.
for a long time.
6
So,
weeks.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And whenever this comes out, you will have been home for like a week-ish?
Less than that, I think, yeah.
Oh, yeah, less than that. Yeah, because this will come out on
Yeah,
Monday.
I just got home yesterday, so.
Oh my gosh. And I got home. Well, I guess it'll be a week for me. So.
Yeah.
So.
I know. Sad
Yeah,
face.
I know. Do you want to tell us about Prague a little bit?
Oh my god! I want to go to there. I want to move to there. It was just one of the coolest places. The people are so cool. The language is really neat. Food is a little it's really good, but it's like it's a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's mostly like, here's your pork dish with dumplings of some kind, whether it's potato or bread. But one of the coolest things for me was being especially in Prague, I could eat gluten with no problem, and I was living my absolute best life.
Yeah, I know. That was so confusing because when you said that you could eat the bread, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
What? How?
For someone who was diagnosed with celiac disease at 25 or 6, it's been like 12 years of me not being able to eat anything that is glutinous or gluten adjacent. So yeah, I started little by little because I remembered testing it when I was in Italy in 2016, and then I was like, I'm gonna see. So I like tried it again, and the first day I tried like a little bit, and I was like, okay, nothing happened. Okay, so then I would try a little bit more, and the next day I would try a little bit more, and then one day I was like, you know what, fuck it. And I bought an entire bowl of spaghetti that was like some of the greatest spaghetti ever, because it was also like, it was like a salmon pasta with like lemon wine sauce. Oh my fucking god. And it was like right outside of Prague Castle, and I was fine. And I was like, what is life?
I know. That's so again, that's so weird. Yeah, I wonder why, because then it was nice, because then for us on our, like, when we were together, we didn't have to worry about that like at all.
Yeah.
So
we're so cool. I got to eat a cornetto, like a real live cornetto for the first time.
A real live cornetto? What is a live cornetto?
I mean, I was in Europe eating a cornetto, so
yeah,
it felt special.
What is a cornetto? I don't know.
So it's what they refer to all the time in the Cornetto trilogy, as in Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and World's End. They're ice cream that you just like buy from the market, but it's hi baby. It is just like a regular sugar cone, prepackaged sugar cone with vanilla ice cream, and then like chocolate on top with like peanuts on top. But what's really super special about it is that the entirety of the cone itself is actually like coated on the inside with chocolate. And it's unreal. Oh my god. And yeah.
You know, that's one thing that we really didn't do at all when we were together. We didn't really eat like desserts or anything.
Besides the fact that we went to high tea and had ridiculous little, like, I would call those like little petit four, like little tiny.
Those little cakes.
Yeah.
They were so good. They had like gold leaf on them, and
oh my god, it was so good. The tiny little torts. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, we went and had high noon. It's not high noon. I guess it's just afternoon
Just high
tea
tea.
at at the Witchery. So
Highly
wi-
recommend if you've got a lot of money to blow. Worth it.
that is true.
Worth it.
At least at least like the tea was, I think it was like $50 a person versus the dinner, which was like 175
Oh,
a person. So
yeah, no, something obnoxious. And I was like, I'll
mhm.
just eat a bunch of like afternoon little snacks. And
Mhm.
like they
And it
had
was
what were
so
those
filling. Mhm.
yeah, and little like haggis balls. And
Little
listen,
haggis
they were
balls.
unbelievably good
They
with
were with a,
like
what was it, like a
apricot,
pineapple marmalade
pineapple
thing.
marmal like what? Oh, it was ridiculous.
Mhm.
Everything was so
No,
good.
it really
Um,
was.
I feel like pretty much everything we ate there was
Oh,
incredible,
yeah.
and pretty much
Everything in
everything I ate in Prague was incredible too.
everything in Germany and Scotland was really good. I think the only
Yeah.
thing that I was like, "Meh," about was when we got fish and chips that one night at, like,
Yeah.
midnight, but that
It
was
was
like,
also midnight from like a shitty little bodega, and we're
I
like,
know
"Yeah, what
that's
do we expect?"
so, I mean, it was like that was our drunk food,
It's
so
like, we're
I
really
think that
hungry, and
mhm.
it's open.
Yeah, exactly. But I just remember the witchery is the first thing that we did in
Mhm,
Edinburgh, which was
mhm.
involved me dropping you off in the middle of the city while I tried to go find parking to
Oh
make
my
a
god.
reservation, and then I was, like, running through the streets trying to find this place, and then all these
I
people
was
were taking
impressed.
yeah, I was like, all these people were taking pictures of it, and I was like, "I don't understand why, but oh well, I'm here," and, like, ran in and was like
Well, not just that, you also somehow had time to you let me off, I, like,
Mhm,
booked it over there, and then you also somehow had time to change
mhm,
and park and get your ass from where you parked all the way
mhm.
over to Witcher, and I was like, "And she's
Yeah.
still actually on time." Like, how the fuck did you do that?
I don't know.
It was
I
impressive.
I made the joke, that me and my sister wanna go on The Amazing Race because she would be really good at navigating and I would be really good at, like, doing what we need to do to get places on time,
Right.
and that was a great audition tape for
Oh, yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I think our
Especially that
reservation
the little clip that we've got of you driving when we're in the car, "We've got
to get
to
to. It was good, and I think I literally walked into the Witchery at 3:15, which was when
Oh,
our
yeah.
reservation
Yeah.
was. And so,
Worked out. It was
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know
Mhm.
how I did it. So, found parking in the middle of downtown Edinburgh on a whatever that was, a Thursday? No, a
Yeah.
oh,
When
no, Tuesday. When did we go there? We went there on Tuesday.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, on a Tuesday in the
Mhm.
start of the Fringe Festival. Yep.
Mhm.
It
Yes,
was worth
baby.
it. So
I have my baby girl back now that I'm
mhm, yeah, you got
back
your
home.
puppy. Was
Yes,
she happy
thank
to see
you.
you?
A very happy girl. You ever
My
come stay there?
cats didn't
Mhm.
care at
Uh,
all when I walked in the door. No, they did. They cats apparently,
oh,
like they do, like, little heart rate monitors on them to
mm,
see how they act when, like, their owners come home,
mm.
and they did a study where I guess, like, cats, like, their heartbeats, like, get really excited when their owners come home,
Aw.
but they, like, play it cool, essentially. So, like, I mean, I'm sure it's some kind of survival-esque thing, but either way, I was like, "You secretly are happy that I'm here." So, whether you show it or not, which Juniper was cuddling with me, like, all day today, so he thinks she was
Oh,
happy.
we forgot to talk about our mugs and drinkings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So it says ass butt is my mug. This was a gift from the 30 and Nerdy podcast. So hi guys, they're amazing.
Ooh, nice.
And because I was on their podcast a while ago, last year, year
Mhm.
before maybe.
Nice.
And this was one of the gifts they gave me. It's a cup that
Ass
says ass
butt.
butt with a picture of
Mhm.
I think it's Josh on it, of one of the hosts. I think it's gotta be
Nice.
Josh. But like as basically Dracula, maybe? He's got like
Nice.
some sort of cape thing
Yeah.
happening. I don't truly understand the actual reference, but in my brain, I always go to The Simpsons when I think it's Nelson talking to Bart saying, "Yeah, prove it, ass butt." So that's where I'm assuming. So I'm
Nice.
assuming. I don't know. But
Well,
yes,
my mug is
and that
my
there's coffee and Kahlua in it.
nice. Mine is my Scotland mug that I got in Scotland.
It's Scotland.
And I've got my summer watermelon mead that we made in it.
Yeah.
So because I broke the bottle and had to drink it. So that's what I'm drinking right now. Normally I would have done like I don't know, like a tequila sunrise or something right now, but watermelon mead, that's what we've got. So, and I don't actually know the percentage on it, so I'm going to base it off of how I'm feeling after I'm drinking it. So,
fair enough.
So,
this, yes, you will very likely hear a whiny little girl in the background here because she likes to whine about things.
Just so you know, I can't hear her, so I really can't.
Well, if you're playing along at home and you hear a dog whining, it's because she thinks that is later than it is, and it's not actually time for what she thinks it's time for. And I can't even say the word because she's too smart and she'll freak out about it. But it's that thing where you eat.
Yeah, I won't say it either.
in the afternoon or evening. So I'm hoping that maybe if I just ignore her, then she'll just come hang out with me and maybe come snuggle and maybe chew on her bone a little bit. Yeah, you. Hi. Hi, sweet pea. Hi. She real cute.
Oh my gosh.
Alrighty. Yeah, we have so much shit to talk about with like the trip and everything that we did, but now that we're back, we get to also talk about some theaters that we either like walked past or things like that. So I'm very excited to get started.
I know I'm really excited for this one. Also, yeah, we're gonna do a bonus episode where we're just gonna talk about our trip and mostly review all the stuff that we saw at the Fringe Festival. So
hell yeah.
So, but yeah. Well, I guess mine's kind of a tragedy, so should I go first?
I think you're first. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, shall we get into it?
Let's do it.
I'm so excited for this one. Because I was originally I was looking for Germany theaters. Fun fact, I guess Germans don't really believe in ghosts and all that kind of stuff. So it was hard to find that.
They just believe in oh no, I forgot the name. The evil Christmas guy.
Krampus?
Yeah.
So I decided to do a Scotland theater because we loved our part of that trip anyway. So I am doing the Edinburgh Festival Theater. So, which sadly I looked on the map and it doesn't seem like we really walked by it. We were like very, very close to it and maybe saw it from afar. But we didn't quite walk past it and there wasn't anything there for like the Fringe Festival. So, but anyway, so the Edinburgh Festival Theater is the longest continuous theater site in Edinburgh, and it opened in 1830.
Nice.
When it opened in 1830, it sat over 3,000 people and had 4 levels. Originally, it was called the Empire Theater and went through like a couple of changes and a couple of renovations over the couple of years. And then its last big renovation was in 1994. And that gave it about 2,000 seats. And now today it is the venue for the Scottish Opera and the Scottish Ballet. And then is also where like all of the touring theater or all the touring shows go through. So, but we're here to talk about one specific incident, specifically one man named Sigmund Neuberger, which, fun fact, kind of we're talking about Germany because he was born in Germany. Hence the name Sigmund. He was born in Munich, Germany on February 25th, 1871. However, though, we are going to be referring to him for the rest of the story as the Great Lafayette,
Oh,
which
shit.
from our
Oh,
trip,
shit.
if you
Yes.
remember, so me
Hell
and
yes.
Danica did we did like a ghost tour-ish, mostly just like a historical walk through the city, and did like the underground tour. And our host or tour guide, essentially,
Again?
they all
Yeah.
had, yeah, they all had fake names, but he was the Great
Love
Lafayette.
it.
And so when I looked
And
this
that
up,
tour guide was so good, by the way, that he was delightful.
he was incredible. But yeah, he was so freaking good. He was very funny, very energetic. But yeah, so I just thought that was funny that it's like, oh, this is who
That's
he was, because
amazing.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know who he was. But yeah, so Sigmund Neuberger, aka the Great Lafayette.
Excellent.
So the Great Lafayette was again born in Munich, Germany, and he was a magician and illusionist.
Okay.
He first performed in England in 1892 at 21 years old, and
Nice.
he quickly became the highest paid magician of his time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so he got really really big around like the early 1900s. He averaged about 44,000 pounds a year, which
Ooh,
in
let me guess.
today's
In today's
I was like,
money,
in today's money
44,000, and what year are we talking? Like 1900s?
1900s, just early 1900s.
44,000. Quarter mil? Like 250,000?
3.6 million.
Holy mother of God!
Mhm.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! I
Yeah,
gotta
this
stop being
magician,
conservative with these. Oh my
I know.
God.
Just go big. But yeah, so essentially the Great
$80 billion!
Lafayette.
Okay.
Yeah. So in today's money, yeah, 30 or 3.6 million pounds, which in American money would be about $4.5 million.
Ah,
Yeah.
good lord.
So he was doing quite good.
Ooh.
Around this time, around 1900s, he was touring with a menagerie of over 40 performers, horses, and a lion. So he was
Okay.
doing
Sure.
quite good for himself. Um, so this is kind of random, but it's kind of cute. So his absolute pride and joy was his dog named Beauty, who was a
Oh.
terrier that was given to him by Harry Houdini.
Oh, yay! Oh.
Yes. So him and Harry Houdini performed together in Tennessee, of all places, and
Sure.
actually became very, very good friends. And
Cool.
so Harry Houdini ended up giving him this dog as a nice little present.
That's so cute.
So a couple of things about Beauty. Whenever they toured together, she had her own suite, ate 5-course meals, and wore a diamond collar.
I
Yeah,
I
this.
she's
Mhm.
a dog.
I know.
Does she know
So
that?
no. So actually, when they got to, Edinburgh in 1911, um, she tragically died,
Oh,
and, uh, and Lafayette insisted that she was buried in Piers Hill Cemetery and was
no.
given a human burial.
I get it.
And
I
mhm,
do get
and
it.
the cemetery said that that was okay as long as he also was buried there.
Well,
And
yeah,
so yeah, so she
fine.
is yeah, so she is buried with him, or rather he is buried with her.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
I thought
that's
that.
really sweet, though. I would do that.
Mhm. It was in 1911 that he began his tour around Britain, and it was around April and May when he eventually came to the Edinburgh Festival Theater. Um, and then specifically, it was on May 9th when tragedy would strike.
Oh, no.
So, Lafayette had a signature act called The Lion's Bride. Have you ever heard of The Lion's Bride?
No, but I'm worried.
Okay. So, The Lion's Bride was a 25-minute long drama that involved a beautiful female assistant, a horse, Lafayette, several actors, and a real lion.
Of course. Yep.
Essentially, I did as much research as I could, but essentially, it was a female audience member, but AKA a performer,
Plant.
um,
Yeah.
who was essentially brought up on stage, and they were going to throw her into the lion cage.
Hmm.
And sometime in this whole 25-minute charade, Lafayette comes riding in on his horse to, try and save her. All this kinds of crazy stuff is going on. And throughout this entire time, the lion is in his cage, pacing back and forth, and actually has been on stage for the entire show to
Yeah.
show that it's a real lion.
Mhm.
Eventually, the woman would be thrown into the cage with the lion, and the lion would like get back on its hind legs, let out a roar, and then all of a sudden would shed its skin, and Lafayette would be the lion.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Whoa. Okay.
yeah. I mean, it sounds like a great trick
Huh.
because I'm like, obviously, I don't know how to
It
I don't
does.
know how he does that.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
so the Lion's Bride. So that was his big, showstopper number and
Mhm.
everything. So it was while performing The Lion's Bride that a lantern set fire to the set and the stage went up in flames within minutes.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Ooh.
So similar to your situation with the comedy actor at His Majesty's Royal whatever the theater, um, the audience members thought it was a part of the act. So they didn't
Ooh.
do anything because they're used to seeing all of these, crazy things going on stage. And so they all just sat there and waited until the orchestra started playing God Save the Queen, which I guess was
That's the
like
signal.
the signal
Get the
that
fuck
something is
out.
wrong. Mhm. Now,
Oh.
surprisingly, all 3,000 audience members made it out of the theater alive in under 3 minutes.
Whoa, that's
Mhm.
impressive.
Right?
Holy crap.
Yeah. Now
Wow.
that's
In
yeah,
1911 too. That's
yeah, in 1911. Yeah.
wow.
So all the audience members made it out.
Yeah.
However, because of a malfunction on the safety curtain that was on stage, the performers were not so lucky.
Oh shit.
So, this was essentially like, it's the fire curtain, but there's a couple of reasons that things went wrong for them. So, for one, the curtain basically, when it came in, got jammed and left a perfectly small gap at the bottom between the curtain and the stage, which basically created a super strong wind drought that just fueled the flames.
Oh my god, just like the one in Chicago.
Yeah, just like the
Holy
Iroquois.
crap.
Yeah. And then this one wasn't necessarily unheard of, but it's just a unfortunate thing. So Lafayette was obviously very secretive and didn't want people to, know about his tricks and know how he
Sure.
was doing them. So he wanted the side stage doors to be secured and locked to prevent
No.
people from potentially peeking in on
No.
him and
Shit.
also to keep the lion from escaping.
Well, that part I get.
Right.
That part is understandable.
Yeah. So between the fire curtain and the stage doors being locked, a lot of the performers were basically trapped on stage. Eventually, in all of this, Lafayette did end up escaping,
Oh.
but he returned to try and save his horse, who was
Oh,
trapped on stage. Fun
god.
fact: his
Yeah.
horse's name is Arizona.
Oh, hmm,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
Um. Yeah.
Hmm.
So tragically, in the end, it took them about 3 hours to get the building under control, to get the flames under control. The building ended up completely burning down to the ground. And in the end, it killed 10 performers, some of which were orchestra people as
Mm.
well, Lafayette himself, the horse, and the lion.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, yeah, I was like, "Not the horse and the lion, the
right?
people." No, I'm kidding.
Why is that always the
I
that's always
know.
the reaction of, like, I mean, the people, I get it, but, like, why you gotta kill the horse?
Why
Why
you
you gotta
gotta
kill
kill
the
the horse
lamb?
and the lion? I
Yeah.
also looked for so long, and I couldn't find the name of the lion, but I could find the name of the
Oh,
horse. I was like,
huh.
"Come on. You know the lion had a
The
name,
lion's
but no,
important.
exactly.
He is
Um,
the show.
yeah, exactly. He is the main character of the show.
Mhm.
But yeah, so basically as they started doing recovering acts and all that kind of stuff, they did find Lafayette's body and decided to send it to Glasgow for cremation. So, however, 2 days later, when they started essentially clearing out all of the rubble and getting through all of the mishap of the theater, they ended up actually finding another body that was dressed identical to Lafayette, and it was in the
Oh.
basement, trapped under a trap door.
Oh, I see.
It was later learned that this, in fact, was the Great Lafayette, and the body that they had sent to Glasgow was his body double.
Oh, no!
No one had ever known that the Great Lafayette used a body double until now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that
Wow.
explains a lot. How it explains how he did the lion trick, I have no idea, but it explains a lot of other stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Oh,
Who
man.
knows?
Can you imagine being that body double's family and being like, actually,
Actually, that's Bob.
yeah,
Can we have
that's
him
not
back?
him.
Yeah.
Can we have him?
Can we have him back, please?
Oh my
So
god.
in the end, the Great Lafayette was so popular that in Edinburgh, over 250,000 people attended his funeral.
Wow.
And as mentioned before, he was buried with his lovely dog, Beauty, who,
Oh,
for some reason, every article that I read had to talk about how the dog was stuffed and not
ew,
cremated.
ew.
So, yeah.
No.
But you can go to the cemetery and you can visit all of them, which is what our
Oh,
tour guide was talking about. So
yeah.
it would have been a little bit of a long walk for us, but they
Yeah.
are in Edinburgh still. Um, so less than 3 months after the huge devastating fire, the theater completely rebuilt and,
Wow.
got back into the usual swing of hosting live events and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of have skipped over a little bit of like the actual theater history. It kind of follows the stereotypical, turns into a movie theater, goes through some depression, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But as I said, now it is home to the ballet and the opera, and then also the rotating touring shows. So,
Woo.
but that's not the end of his story.
Ooh.
It's spooky ooky time.
Yes.
So it is thought that the Great Lafayette is still in the Edinburgh Festival Theater.
Yeah.
There have been many accounts of a very tall, dark, shadow-like man walking around and observing the theater.
Mm.
People have also talked about how he will shine his diamond rings at you from backstage and everything. I guess people see glistening diamonds.
Oh, okay.
And it has also been reported that a piercing lion roar can be heard throughout the auditorium late at night.
Ooh, I like
So
that.
the lion has stuck around.
That's
But for the most part, when it comes to Lafayette, he is just seen kind of like peering around corners,
mm.
maybe watching a show, maybe
Oh.
sneaking up on a custodian staff person. But apparently he's pretty present there.
Nice. That's so
Um,
cool.
the Great Lafayette is not the only ghost that has been seen in the Edinburgh Festival Theater. So
Mm.
apparently, long before the walkie-talkies and headsets, off-duty sailors were hired to run the fly loft because of their expertise in knots and raising and lowering sails.
That is where that superstition of don't whistle in the theater comes from.
What? Oh
Yeah,
my
because
gosh,
they
we're gonna have
used to hire out of work or, like, off-season sailors because they knew all the knot tying and stuff, and so they would hire
Mhm.
hire 'em in the flies, but their whistling would be a cue for, like, "Hey, means go ahead and bring in this fly," or "This
What?
is the cue for this drop," or whatever.
Yeah.
So but if you whistle not knowing what the cue is, you could get fucking crushed because it was yeah. Mhm.
Wait, yeah, I was gonna say don't go too in depth with it. We're gonna have to do a
Okay.
superstition at some
So,
point.
yeah,
That
so that's
sounds so cool. I
yeah,
had no
it's very cool.
idea.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, so,
The more you know. Okay.
the more you know. But anyway, so I guess, because of this, high up above the stage of the festival theater, there is narrow walkways, on the fly floor, and apparently there has been a sighting of a small limping figure pacing up
Ooh.
and down the walkways, and the sound of a scraping wooden leg can be heard,
Ooh,
which is why
cool.
he is the peg leg sailor.
That's cool.
So the last ghost is apparently a girl in a yellow dress. So they don't know where this ghost may have originated from, but apparently it is a playful little girl that likes to hang out in the upper circle when no customers are sitting there. However,
Mm.
though, she will run around in a bright yellow dress and will run up to people, and she likes to play with their hair
Ooh.
or softly blow on the back of their necks.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Mm-mm.
I don't
Nope,
think I like that part.
nope, I don't like that, but apparently, there's, spot ops have seen it, the cleaning people
Ooh,
have seen it, visitor services have seen it,
very
so
cool.
she's a pretty common occurrence, which, I mean, it's kind of hard to not see them when they're in a bright yellow
Yellow
dress.
dress, just like okay, like,
Beep-a-doop-a-doo.
I'm kind of okay, honestly, with the, like, hair stuff, but
Mhm.
the back of the neck oh, no, that
No.
kinda freaks me out, no.
No, I don't like that. I don't know though, would you rather have a girl blowing on the back of your neck or hearing a lion roar backstage?
You know, it's tricky, but I'm actually gonna go with lion because
Really?
yes, because and here's why, here's why, is because I will know, okay, for sure, there is absolutely not a real lion there right now,
That's fair.
but I would not be able to tell whether there's, like, legitimately a little girl, like, fucking with me just standing behind me.
No,
Yucky.
that's definitely fair. But
Yucky. No,
yeah.
I don't like it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Nope,
no, she's
don't
a
like it.
creep.
Oh man. But yeah, so that is the Edinburgh Festival Theater and the
Woo!
Great Lafayette and the
Ooh,
fire and disaster and all that fun stuff. So
very cool. Very nicely
yeah,
done.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Ooh,
Thank you, thank
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Woo!
Well, do you
Alright.
have some
So,
spooky ookies for
I
us?
have time for spooky wookies. Okay,
Nice.
so this is yet another Edinburgh theater.
Mhm.
This is the Bedlam Theater. So
Is this the one we walked by?
yes, it is.
Yes!
Okay, so the oh, she's gone.
Sorry. Turn my fan off. Very
No,
cold.
that's great.
That's right, the
You were
Bedlam
hot
Theater.
like 10 minutes ago. What is
I
this?
know, I know, I don't know what's
You're
going on. I can't
menopause.
regulate myself.
It's fine.
So but yeah, the Bedlam Theater, you mean the theater that we're gonna perform in next year at the Fringe
Oh my
Festival?
god, can you imagine?
Mhm.
This place is gorgeous. We will absolutely be adding pictures of this place. It is so beautiful. Um,
Nice.
so it is again, it's in Old Town and it was completed, the building creation was completed in 1848 for the New North Free Church, but after
Mhm.
being closed as a church in 1941, it was, eventually a store for the University of Edinburgh before reopening in 1980 as the student-run theater of Edinburgh University Theatre Company, EUTC, and is actually the longest running or sorry, let me try that again. It is the oldest student-run theater in Great Britain. Like,
Nice.
yeah, which is just
Huh.
so cool. So it is Edinburgh University Theatre Company has been
Mhm.
operating in there since 1980.
Nice.
So, it's just a little bit about the history of it. So it's very, very Gothic style
Mhm.
decorations, beautiful windows, the incredible steeples, yeah, everything about it is just it's so beautiful. And
Nice.
it's cool the way that it's like situated on the street. You can like if you're looking at the front of the theater, you can
Mhm.
actually look down two different streets, which is
Hmm.
it's just a really cool site. So it was again, it was originally created as the New North Free Church,
Mhm.
but eventually, when it became the site that was gifted to the Edinburgh University Theatre, it was then named for the city Bedlam, so a Bedlam is basically the name that we give to an asylum. There was a city asylum nearby. Why they chose to go with that, could not tell you. But there was a city asylum very close by. So for some reason they were like, that's an excellent name for a university theater building, is Bedlam. Because
name
we're
it
all
after an insane
nuts.
asylum.
I mean, to an extent, I get it.
I know, right? They're like, all these people will go insane at some point. It's fine.
Fair. But yes, so now it actually has a capacity of about 90, and it has about 40, this is a crazy high number, about 40 EUTC productions as well during the year. So 40 productions through that. I do 4 through University Theater where I work at State. 40?
Yeah.
There must be like an insane number of like little workshop or whatever they do. They must be, that's why it's nuts. But what's also very cool about it is that it also hosts up to 8 shows a day during the Edinburgh Fringe. So, and I managed to pull that up for anybody who's still in Edinburgh and anybody who's interested in figuring out what is going on there right now. There's things like Tom Whiston, Voices of a Siren, Why Did I Crush My Balls, and Other Tales from the Generation of Too Much.
That one,
Tiny Little Town. Sycamore Grove / Oedipus Doesn't Live Here Anymore, Love Is, Immanuel Kant Was a Real Pissant, Do This One Thing for Me, Character Building Experience, Black Velvet, Bedlam Late, Ascension, Aha, Doggy Poo, A Girl Gets Naked in This. So, and another company that performs there, and they're not there just during the Fringe Festival, is the Improverts. So they're a company, but they actually perform there year round. So just wanted to throw them in there. So the Bedlam, I had a hard time finding any information as regarding things of like, this bad shit happened, or here was a tragedy or whatever. But I mean, I would say, it's because of, it's not even that old, especially when you consider like European history, even like Britain history. It's really not that old. It's only like 150 years old.
Right.
But the building itself does supposedly have some ghosts. So I am here to tell you about the spooky ookies.
Spooky
ookies. So there is the first big one is said to be the Bedlam Ghost, which just generic. And we don't really have a lot of information about that. It's just we think, people think that it's because the asylum was so close that maybe there's some linkage there. Maybe there's, people that passed at the asylum. Maybe there's some sort of connection because they're like, Bedlam, I belong over here. Like,
they're haunting the wrong Bedlam. I mean, ghosts can get confused sometimes, I guess.
I mean, they were people.
Yeah. They might be directionally challenged.
It's, it happens to the best of us. But there is, supposedly the Bedlam Ghost. But I want to specifically talk about Ghosts of Edinburgh author Rob Kirkup. Actually got a personal tour of the theater with some friends and did a paranormal investigation there. And
I thought you meant you did. I was like,
oh,
when?
God, I wish. Oh my God.
I know. That's what I mean. I was like, excuse me, when did you do this, and why did you do it without me?
Listen, we would absolutely. Maybe when we go next year, we can be like, hey, just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they had some strange white lights happen around them. They heard constant murmuring. Lots of other evidence that they actually caught was things that they had. I'm not sure what device they were using because there's a ton of different things you can use, but they consistently were receiving the name Frank on more than one occasion. And when asking for an age, they received a clear answer, 42. So maybe someone named Frank who was 42 is still there. So, sup, Frank?
Oh, that was the name of the guy from Stone Peach World too.
Oh, hi,
Frank.
Frank. Oh, Stone Peach World.
Hmm.
Across the world, but
Yeah, wrong area, but still.
But they also there are, of course, because it is a student-run area, students rehearse in there a lot. So a lot of students will witness strange movements, shadows, things in the rafters. They would have things randomly go missing during rehearsals, which they will usually blame it on Bedlam Ghost.
Yeah.
But you never know. And one other a really cool one that I discovered was there's a podcast called How Haunted, and there's this host is actually also named Rob, and they also did an investigation of the Bedlam, which you can actually hear through their Patreon. So there's a sneak peek of the episode itself, which details when Rob actually encounters hearing his name in one of the bathrooms.
Ooh.
Like, that idea of like hearing your own name being called just freaks me out. It's still not, to me, not quite as freaky as like hearing your own voice. That
What?
that
Is that a thing?
That's a thing. That is a thing. Yeah.
Nope.
Oh yeah. So
Don't
it's
like
not
it.
quite that horrifying.
Yeah.
At least that would be horrifying to me, but
Yeah.
but somebody else was calling his name in the bathroom, and then you can hear in the recording he like asks, "Hey, can you knock back to me?" and like does two knocks, and you hear this like bonk, bonk, and then like somebody else on the recording is like, "Did you guys hear that?"
Oh my
So it was
gosh.
very cool. Very cool. So there's some really cool evidence that happened. So yeah, there's some really cool information out there, and it seems very active. And I would love for us to be able to go check it out ourselves. But yeah, it's a really beautiful building, and it gets used as a venue for all kinds of stuff during Fringe and as the student-run theater throughout the year. But it's just a really, really cool place, and it's haunted.
It's haunted. I think that would be so much fun if we could go back to Fringe, especially because you said how many? It's a 40 capacity?
90.
90. So 90,
Yeah.
that's not too big, I guess, is
Yeah,
what I
yeah, oh,
mean, as
yeah.
far as, like, for us, like, hosting, but I think that would be fun to have, like, our live show and be like, "And the building we're in is haunted."
Yes! Yes, that would be ideal.
So, nice.
Yeah, and again, just a gorgeous theater, so I would just love to be in there anyway, so.
Yeah, I know. I wish we had been able to see a show in there, but alas, there were
I
too many
know,
to
yeah.
see, so.
So many shows. Ugh, yay! It's a
Yep.
really good problem to have.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Well then, does that bring us to the end so we can
The
finally
the
do our
conclusion.
so we can finally do our bonus episode where we talk about
It's time to do a bonus episode.
Yay! So, I think this is coming out on a Monday, and I think the bonus episode will drop probably on, like, Thursday or something like that, so you guys can all go listen to it then, but we're gonna record it right now, so. Okay, well, I'll see you in a minute.
Okay, bye!
Okay, bye! Until next time, don't forget to leave the ghost light on. Thank you for joining us. Leave the Ghost Light On was created, hosted, and edited by Danica Jackson and Jill Horn.
Musical composition created by Jay Nygaard.
Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, and more. Our trip, but I was going to talk about like our tattoos. There we go. So that way we don't talk.
Yeah, I took my stuff off, so it's lotioned up.
Too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so excited about that one.